Break-even analysis becomes even more powerful when paired with Excel's what-if analysis tools. These tools allow you to simulate pricing, cost, and volume changes to make informed decisions, just like Fortune 500 finance teams do. Goal Seek, solving for break-even price or volume. Goal Seek helps you work backward from a desired outcome, such as a zero profit level, to find the required input. Let's build a mini profit calculator on our break-even sheet for the sourdough loaf. The units sold is 795 from our calculation in the previous lessons. The profit and loss formula is sales price minus variable cost per unit times units sold minus fixed costs. This formula should result in a number close to zero. Now, to use Goal Seek, let's ask a question. What price would we need to charge to break even by selling only 700 loaves? We can guess, or we can use Goal Seek. Let's use Goal Seek.
So to use Goal Seek, what we need to do is to set up. Remember, the question is, what price are we going to sell if we are producing 700 units in order for us to break even? Now, consider this very critically. Now, we are going to set up this. Let me just open a worksheet. There is a free worksheet here. Now, we are going to be very critical about this. Let's see this. Let me increase this font so it will be clearer. Okay, let's assume now the units to be sold is 700. Let's assume this is what our customers demand for every single month. But we need to break even if we're selling this at this amount, at this quantity every month. Now our sales price, our current sales price is 3,500 naira or dollars. Then we'll have our variable costs per unit, which is 1,455 naira, and we have our fixed cost. Our fixed cost as 1,625,000. Okay. So the formula for getting the profits, now here we are going to have profits stroke loss formula. Now the formula for getting the profit is our sales price minus our variable cost, which is the contribution margin, times the units we sold minus the fixed cost. So here we are going to enter a formula equals now let's see, equals sales price. Okay, I can actually say equals product of sales price and product of sales price minus variable cost, comma, times 700 units. Okay, then minus fixed cost. Okay, so this is exactly the formula. So that is sales price minus variable cost times the number of units minus the unit cost. Now at this price and at this unit, if you look at this critically, you notice that we are actually losing. So we are not breaking even at all. So we are losing. So it's it will be better for us if we at least break even. So what we are going to do is to gaze, maybe start increasing price. Let's say let's make this to 3,600, and that has given us a profit. I think 3,600 here gave us a profit and so on, but we can now, let's say 3,550, we are still losing. Okay, sorry, 3,600 we are still losing. 3,650 we are still losing, but a letter, so 3,700 we are still losing. Now this is what you are going to keep on gazing. Now what we need to do is to simply use the go seek. So to use go seek, we have set up this table here. So we are going to go to data, and then we go to what if analysis. What if this change? So we now click on go seek. Now what we are looking at is to set a particular cell. Now the cell we are setting is the profit and loss cell, because that's what we want to get. So we are setting it to a value of 0. That's because we are trying to get the break even. So by changing the price, now the cell we are going to change is the price. So you notice here we are setting the cell, we set cell, the profit and loss cell, which is cell B5, to 0 by changing the cell B2. So we now click OK. Now that gaze that we kept on doing, and doing and we are not getting anything ahead. Now look at it here. It's giving us that at the price of 3,776 naira, which we can just adjust to 3,780 naira, that we can break even if we are selling at 700. Okay, now let's take, for example, assuming we say no, we don't want to break even, we want to make profit, and our capacity is to produce 700. Okay, so what we now do is, let's assume we want to make a profit of 3,000 of 200 and let's say of 350,000 naira per month. So what we are going to do is to set this particular profit and loss. We set it to 350,000 naira by changing the price. Now we are going to change the price. Let's see what it's going to give us. Okay, so it means that we are going to be selling at 4,276.43 naira for each of the products. Now supposing we want to change, instead of changing the price, we just want to change the product. We want to maintain our price. Let's know how many units we are going to be selling in order to make 350,000 naira profit. So what it's going to mean is that we are going to set this cell at 350,000 naira per month by changing this cell. But here, let me first of all change this place to 3,500. Sorry, cancel this. Let's change this back to 3,500. So this is the price we want to be selling. So now let's use what if analysis. Now what if we want to make a profit of 350,000 every month by changing our product, how the quantity of products we are going to be selling per month. So we click OK. Now that settles it. Now it means that we need to sell 966 products every month in order to generate 350,000 naira profit. So this is how we use the go seek.
Data tables, visualizing profit/loss across sales volumes. Data tables allow you to test multiple scenarios at once. You'll see how profit changes across a range of units sold, helping you identify your break-even zone. Let's set it up in our break-even sheet, step by step.
Okay, now you understand that we are gauging the profit we are looking at by changing the units we are selling. Now, instead of doing that using GoSeek, the best way to do it is to use data table. Now, what we are going to do is to create a kind of, let's say, units sold, a table with units sold and profits and loss that we can get by selling at these units. Then what we are going to be doing now is to put up some units. Let's start with 500. So what we're going to create a kind of profit and loss zone and get at our break even and see how it's going to work. You can still increase it to as much as you want. You can increase it to as much as you want. But let me just stop here. Oh, okay, let me reduce the font size a bit. Let's see. No, it doesn't work. Leave it the way it is. Okay, so here our profit and loss equals, here this is our calculation. This is where how we are calculating our profit and loss. That's it. So that's what is going to give us in this column particularly. So we are going to see at this same price that we are selling, what profit and loss is each of these units going to give us. So what we do is to highlight this entire table. Then I will go to data, what if analysis. Now instead of GoSeek, I'm going to use data table. Now the only thing I'm going to do is to enter the column input cell. Now my column input cell is just to these units that is going to be changing. Now whenever this unit changes, what is going to be my profit and loss? Now that is it. Now you notice that at 700, this is our loss, if you can remember from our GoSeek. So this area is going to be our loss zone. This area is going to be our loss zone. I can highlight that with red, kind of red. Okay, now this area is going to be our profit zone. Okay, so now for me to get 420,000 naira profit, I need to sell up to 1,900. Remember that we're looking at 965 for 350,000 profit. So assuming we want to just break this even here, we can say, okay, let's change this to 750, 800, 850, 900, 950, 1,000. Okay, so this is how it works now. So even at 750, we are still losing 91,000. It is only at 8. So which, if I just want to break it down, we still get at that. So that is it. That's how you use data table to checkmate your profit zone and your loss zone, so that you know where your break even stops and where your profits begins.
With the data table, you can visually identify the break-even point between 700 and 800 units. You can now easily analyze how profit grows with units sold instead of doing guesswork. Your turn, Activity 3. 1. Build the mini profit calculator using your inputs sheet. 2. Use GoalSeek to find the break-even volume if fixed costs increase to 2 million Nigerian Nairas. 3. Create a one-variable data table showing profit/loss for volumes from 500 to 1,500 in steps of 100.